Hey, I'm DJ Too Much, and today we're going to talk about surviving COVID-19 in 2022. Now, we're going to talk about the 3 things that you need to do in order to make sure you protect yourself and make sure you don't lose money, you don't get sued, and even more so, you don't lose gigs. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is, number 1, having a liability clause in your contract. Now, if you're a DJ and you've been DJing for a long time, hopefully you've already put together a contract and have a contract that you're consistently using. And if you are doing that, the perfect thing to do is to edit it and to make sure you add a liability clause for anything that might happen due to COVID-19 or a pandemic. So in May of 2021, there was actually a wedding in Maine with over 300 people. And at this wedding, 170 people actually got COVID. And out of that 170 people, 8 people actually died. Now imagine you were at this wedding and you were the DJ or the entertainer at this event, and people die, people get sick. This is a super spreader event. So you were a part of this event. Somebody could actually walk away with COVID or get sick or their family member die, and they can turn back around and decide to sue the person who put together the event, anyone who was a part of it, any entertainers, any of the venues, staffing, whatever. Anyone who was a part of it, they could decide to turn around and try to pull a lawsuit saying you guys were a part of an event that either, hurt someone, got someone sick. And in 2022, we don't know what's gonna happen, right? A lot of people are still getting COVID. People are sick. Some people, a lot of people were getting sick and dying in 2020. 2021, a lot of events were getting canceled. A lot of us lost money, lost events, and things like that. We don't know what's gonna happen 2022, 2023, 2024, and beyond, right? But the thing is, you wanna protect yourself. A lot of people are not canceling their events. They're still having events, but people are getting sick at these events, and you don't wanna be liable for someone getting sick. So a liability clause will protect you if someone were to get sick or something were to happen to someone. We hope no one gets sick or dies or anything, but it's possible in this day and age, correct? So in order to protect yourself, you want to put in some type of written form on your contract that you are not liable if someone were to contract or, if somebody were to get COVID-19, or if somebody were to, by all means, we hope this doesn't happen, but if someone were to pass away from getting COVID-19 or from getting sick from being at an event where they didn't take the precautions to make sure that people didn't walk away with COVID. So make sure you have a liability clause in your contract stating that you are not responsible if anyone is to get sick or if anyone is to die or anything like that. Protect yourself as an entertainer, as a DJ, and make sure you have a liability clause in your contract. So you want to make sure you also have in your contract a clause that states that if they do cancel their event due to COVID or the pandemic or any other reason, that the deposit is non-refundable. You want to make sure you have a non-refundable deposit clause in your contract and make sure it covers pandemic or any unnatural cause. So that if anything happens that's out of your power or out of the power of the person that has signed the contract and has hired you, you're not responsible to give them any money. That deposit is a retainer for you to hold that date and for them to know that you are available for them only. Now, if they're to cancel that due to any reason, you want to make sure you protect yourself and have a non-refundable deposit clause to make sure that you don't lose money. That's a good way to make sure that you ensure that if you have 20 gigs lined up and you've taken a 200 or 500 deposit from every single one of those gigs, you don't wind up owing thousands of dollars to clients who decide to cancel. A lot of people weren't thinking about this before because, we didn't have a pandemic years ago. Not in the recent years, So now we have to really think, how can we protect ourselves if something happens like another pandemic or people get sick again or another virus comes? You really want to protect yourself as a DJ and make sure your business is protected from losing a lot of money. The second thing you want to do is make sure you have liability insurance. Now, if you have liability insurance, you can make sure if anyone is to trip over a wire or a speaker stand or a speaker falls on someone, you're protected. Usually having at least $1 million in liability insurance guarantees that you're protected as a DJ. It also helps you get better gigs, get you bigger events. So having liability insurance is really, really important as a DJ. Now, if you're just starting out, you might think, I don't need to get that, I don't want to invest, I don't want to pay. But we're going to talk a little bit more in future videos about why you need liability insurance, how it's going to help you, and ways you can really figure out how to get it for yourself and invest in yourself to make sure you're getting those big gigs. The third thing we're going to talk about is making sure you have protection for yourself, for your body, for your health. Now, everyone's getting sick nowadays. So say you have an event and you get sick, you get COVID, or you just get sick, your back hurts, you're injured, and you can't go to the event. It's really, really important to have a network of DJs, so if something happens to you, you're able to pass on your gigs. That's really, really important. So make sure you have backup. Have DJs that can help you cover events and vice versa. So you can cover events for them, and you have a strong DJ network to protect yourself from losing money. So if you have a client that's already paid you and you're not able to make it, are you gonna have other DJs that might be able to back you up? That's really important to think about. So figure out a way to build a really strong DJ network, because it's so important. A lot of people think they can do everything on their own, or they don't want any competition, but really your network is not your competition. Your network is a group of DJs that you can work with to really make money together. You can't do every event yourself, right? So build a strong network to make sure you're protected if you get sick, if you get hurt, or anything like that. So those are 3 ways that you can protect yourself during COVID-19 in 2022, 2023, and beyond. I'm DJ Too Much with 6 Figure DJs. I really hope you enjoyed this information. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at low-is-too-much. Check me out, 6figuredjs.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at 6figuredjs. Feel free to reach out to me personally on Instagram. I respond to DMs. I'll message you back. I might not get back to you right away, but I'll do my best. So holla at me. I'm DJ Too Much, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't yet. I'm DJ Too Much. Once again, I love y'all. Check you out on the next one.